Good morning, Mark Federic, Le Charcutier Anglais here. I want to make a quick video, famous last words, at Mincer tips, okay? I want to offer you just a couple of tips when using a mincer. For those professional butchers who are watching this video, you're probably saying, well, what are you going to teach me? I've been in the business 25, 30 years, etc., etc. So take a back seat. I'll probably teach you nothing. But the newcomers who come to the trade, the hobby people, the people who make all the stuff at home, etc., etc., these tips are mainly for them. But if you are a pro and you don't know any of these tips, then you're going to welcome them. I'm sure you'll stay silent. But if any of you do take it on board and want to give me a thumbs up, do say so. Anyway, I'm not here to teach you how to suck eggs, all you professional butchers. So I'm just to help here anybody who's got an interest in what we do in our trade. Okay, and one of the things we do pretty much on a daily basis is use a mincer. Okay, this is from my book, A World A to Z of Sausage Recipes. Okay, so mainly designed for the newcomer or people who've got an interest in sausages. Okay, and inevitably you're going to have to use a mincer. Now this particular mincer is one designed for the small user. Sometimes this size is used in a pro kitchen, professional restaurant kitchen, and even some butchers have got that particular size. Hard to believe, isn't it? But some mincers are better than others. You want, wherever possible, for your mincer to be, and I'm aiming at you, the newcomer. You want your mincer to be, where possible, between 1 and 1.5 kVA. Nearer to 1.5 kVA, the better it will be for you, for that particular size. And if you was to buy smaller or use a mincer attachment, unlike a KitchenAid or any other brand of kitchen equipment, where you put the mincer attachment onto a mixer head, they only work for about half a kilo to a kilo of meat. Some of you will scream out, oh, I do 2 kilos, then good luck to you. But yeah, they're only really designed for very, very small amounts. And plus your meat gets warm ever so quickly in those kind of units, which is not good. You want your meat to stay as chilled as possible. So excuse the pun, the meatier the mincer is, i.e., more power it's got, the better it's going to be for you. So 1.5 kVA is absolute ideal. And when you're just about to purchase a mincer machine, you'll find the price difference is not that much more to get the one that's more suitable to you. So, but if you can stretch to a 1.5 kVA, you can have it for longer for sure. And when you break it down over the years, the cost of it'll work out cheaper for you. So and then the pro butchers, they've got all kinds of sized mincer machines. Anyway, once you've got your mincer machine, the tips I really want to offer you are this. All right. Some of you pro butchers can listen to this because I see you on social media, and I think, oh God. But just to stay on the friendly side of everybody, stop cutting your meat into chunks, all right, into cubes. I see some of you butchers, you stand there all day long cutting your pigs down, for example, and for sausage making, and you take it right down to cubes. It's a bad old habit, all right. Try and get out of the habit of cutting into cubes. You can cut your pig up into long lengths, long strips, as long as they'll fit through the mouth, the opening of the mincer easily. Okay, that's all you need to do. One long strip. During your butchery, you're actually cutting them into strips very often, and then like fish filleting, you're taking the rind off, and then you're left with a long strip of pork. It is at that stage you drop the whole thing into your mincer machine. Allow the auger in the mincer machine to take hold of the meat at the end, and the machine will do all the work. It will pull that meat right through the machine and take it through the mincer head. Once you start doing cubes, you're dropping the cubes down the mouth of the mincer. And invariably, the way they're going, especially when you put too many in at the one time, they get stuck. Okay, they bite into each other, so they get stuck. They cause a blockage, you know. So then what do you have to do? You have to get your stomper out, and you're there going like this, and the action suits you, right? Stomping your meat down the bloody shaft. Okay, you don't want that. You know, you're only putting pressure on the working parts of the mincer machine. Okay, what you need to do is, like I said, strips of meat, long strips. So it's less effort and time cutting into cubes on the block, and you're putting it in one piece. Otherwise, you put in so many cubes, so many times you're doing that just to get the length of the meat into the mincer machine. So that's number one tip. Second tip is cleaning. All right. So very often, just to reiterate, look at all those different sizes, especially the small one. Okay, those mincer plates, they all need cleaning. So when you finish mincing, you break the machine down, and then you get a toothpick or something similar, and you're pushing your nail or toothpick or cocktail stick through the holes to push all the meat out, and that takes time. And sometimes you're there forever. The best tip I can offer you is, right at the very end of your mincing of the meat, take a handful of crushed ice, put that into your mincer machine, allow that to run through the mincer machine where the auger draws the ice through and out. What it does at the end, it pushes all those little pieces of meat out from your mincer plate, okay? And only what's left is the ice. The ice has taken the place of where the meat was, okay? Got it? So what's going to happen next? Yeah, the ice is going to melt. It's going to turn to water. So effectively, it's cleaned your mincing plate, okay? Then you can strip down your mincing machine. Then you can clean the remainder of it down and give your mincing plate a quick run under a hot water tap, just to make sure everything has come out, just in case there's the odd piece left behind. So there we are, 2 great tips for mincing. Whether you're a pro and you're not already doing it, and if you're already doing it, I put my hand up and I also salute you. That please teach everybody else the same thing. And for those newcomers who are coming into the trade or falling onto the hobby, or you're just a home user, remember those tips. It'll make your life so much easier, and you'll continue to do more of the same thing because you're finding an easy route. It's not a shortcut, okay? You're not cheating, you're just using your noggin, all right? You're thinking about it, and this is where you've got the tips, all right? So there we are. Until the next time, go down there, buy me a coffee if you like the video, and for now, toodaloo.